It's already kicking off like this, down at the bottom. We're well prepared for what's ahead. Right then, Shags, we're off on another adventure. Today, if you couldn't tell from the B-roll, we're in beautiful Lake District. Let's get a bit closer there. And we've got a wild camp on the cards tonight. I've got my big pack out, as you can see, all loaded up. Getting to the end of winter now. Had to cool off, warm up even a little bit compared to the last time I was up here in the lakes. So yeah, I thought I'd get out for an end of winter wild camp. We're in the Great Langdale Valley at the moment. The weather today is looking pretty blustery. I've got some new gear that I'm going to be testing out. And don't get excited, it's not a new tent. I'm going to be giving the old Nightcap 2-person dome tent another whirl. It's not a full winter tent, which is why I wasn't able to do much winter camping. But now that it's warmed up a bit, it means that the gear that I've got is a bit more fit for purpose. Saying that though, we've had a look at the weather forecast for it today, okay, the Great Langdale Valley and where we're headed, and oh bloody hell, you check that out. Let's maybe not go that way. It's a nice little gate there, isn't it? As I was saying, we've had a look at the weather forecast today. It's not looking super fantastic. We've got 40 mile per hour wind gusts most of the day. Yeah, up on the tops. But we're prepared for it, and we're just going to have to take it easy when we're picking a spot where we're going to do this bit of camping. We'll catch up with you soon. Lovely little path sign. And those sweet potatoes, flipping massive them. There we go. I can bloody do it. Oh, that's what you call a cow pat. Don't want to be stepping in none of that. Big old turd there, man. Yeah, it's already kicking off like this, down at the bottom. Look. like up there. Longhorned cow over here is the culprit. Here, listen. Will you stop bloody shitting all over at paths? Trying to walk on them now. He doesn't bother. He's not bothered. Look at them. Majestic beasts. Hey up. You're a right little cutie, aren't you? Bless. It's cute. So we're going to start ascending now, and it's about time I let you in on where we're going if you haven't yet picked it up. But we're heading up to Crinkle Crags, Bow Fell. I'm going to try and bag another couple of Wainwrights while we're at it, since we're in the area. This is my first time coming to this part of the lakes, Glendale Valley, and to any of these Wainwrights. But yeah, it looks like a hefty old bit of ascent that we've started now. It's going to be good fun. It's going to be good fun. It's so good getting out to the lakes again. You can just never get bored. You know, all the scenery around here. It's going to be slow going. Coming up with this big old rucksack on my back. We're well prepared for what's ahead. Yeah, it's a hefty old bit of incline this. Proper calf burner. It's hard work this, so I'm just stopping for an apple. Energy, back up. Pink lady once, if you know, you know. We've made it up the first bit of elevation. Every step's a whole lot harder when you've got 20 odd kilos on your back for a winter camp. I can see the next bit of elevation. It's not looking pretty, but it's flat for the next 100 or so meters. So I'm going to take this opportunity to recoup my legs for a little bit. Yeah, oh, the landscape around here is looking mental. I'll turn you around in a second. Let's have a look, yeah? Let's have a wee look. We're headed up there to the Crinkle Crags. We've got this path over here. Going to be following up. Just little bits of snow here and there. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, it's looking nice. All covered in clag. Covered in that cloud, lower cloud. Hopefully it clears later on in the day. But I'll enjoy it either way, regardless. going to try and bag a couple of Wainwrights, so we're not far off of our first one, to be fair. Still a fair bit of incline, but we've got Pike Oblisco. It's going to be, bloody hell, Pike Oblisco is going to be our first one of the day, and that's that one up there. So we're going to head up that way and see if we can find the cairn, maybe if the cloud clears a little bit. It's going to get cold this evening. I think you should head back down and see your mama. What do you reckon? You don't give a shit. This path, God, is a little bit slippy, so mind your bloody step. Ain't that right, lad? Right, let's stop bothering that little sheep. I'm gonna have to put you away for a second. Put you up here. Wait a sec. It started peeing it down, skies were opened, having to get all the waterproofs layered up, including that on the bag. We're not far off of Pike Oblisco now. We're in the area, so we might as well get up there and just bag this one. And there's a bit of an incline, as is the story of the day. I'm buzzing that we're finally, finally, we're not far off of our first, Wainwright of the day. I think once we get up there, we'll make a quick pit stop, refuel, got some protein yogurt, gonna crack open at the top, have a little bit of a sit down, and then we'll crack on. So I'll catch you at the top. This is the path that we're on. I'd show you the view. In fact, I will show you the view. Just pack up, let's go. And let's take a look at this amazing view that we've got for today. Yeah, stunning all around. I know I said earlier I'd stop and have something to do. It's not this place for that. I'm just going to make my way off this peak. Fucking powering over it. Quick update. It's fucking pissing it down, and we've got back down off of Pico Blisco. But I think what I'm gonna do is, instead of going back up towards Crinkle Crags, I'm going to make an executive decision and try and find somewhere to pitch up, because this weather just doesn't look like it's going to break anytime soon, and the longer I stay out in it, you know, I've got my waterproofs on and whatnot, but they only last so long until the water starts to seep through. I don't want to end up with wet boots, wet clothes, wet everything, and then end up having a nightmare a bit later on. So I'm actively looking for somewhere to pitch. It's still early, it's just 3 o'clock, but visibility's low. The rain is pouring down and we need to get out of it. And then, you know, if it clears back up by tomorrow, we might be able to crack on and get Crinkle Crags and Bowfell and that all backed. But for now, the main goal is going to be find a suitable camp spot and get that tent set up and get out of this fucking dismal weather. I think I might see one, to be fair, so I'll update you if it's any good. There's a bit of a flat bit of grass right here, and I think I might just take it and get out of this fucking horrible weather. Yeah, I'm gonna do just that. we've had to abandon camp. Obviously took everything with us, packed it all up and that, but the wind's just too high for this tent that I've got. And sometimes you just gotta just accept the fact that, you know, you've got to play it safe. Yeah, I was setting it up, you know, got it almost all the way up, and I mean, you'll see the footage. It's just gusts that are, you know, 40, 50 miles an hour, and that tent is not made for that type of track. I'm just going to be heading back down the way I've come now. Live to fight another day, you know. Got to make the smart choice sometimes and just accept the fact that, you know, today might not be the day for the plans that we had, and while it might be disappointing, you're better off being safe, knowing your limits, knowing your gear's limits is so important out here in the mountains. I'm absolutely soaked from setting all of that up, and it's gutting, obviously. You know, just getting it halfway set up, thinking that you're going to have a brilliant camp, but can't be playing silly buggers when you're out here in the wild on your own. So we're just passing back by that waterfall again now. I just had to pack up and shoot down because it was just getting worse up there. Just thought I'd give you an update. Right, so I've just got home from the adventure that was today. Just a little bit of a recap on sort of what happened. I was just making my way down from Pico Blisco. By the time we got to the top of that, the weather was well and truly turned down, hoping that it would just weather at the peak that was really, really bad. Anyways, it were pissing it down. It had been for almost 2 hours at that point. And I just thought to myself, you know what, it's early, but with this amount of rain, I'm not gonna be getting very far. I was starting to get a bit cold by this point, so I thought, you know, I'm gonna find somewhere not as windy, was my thinking, to camp, you know, get out of that weather and just start setting up. It was already about 3 o'clock and sun wasn't meant to set until about 5:30 at this time of year. You know, sometimes needs must. So anyways, as you've seen in the video, I started setting up my tent, and it soon became apparent that it was not fit for the weather today. Got it almost all the way up, and I could just see the poles bending already. The wind was only getting stronger. It wasn't constant, but there was just big wind gusts coming down. It's basically where I was in between Pico Blisco and Crinkle Crags. So I was right in the middle down there on a little flat bit, and I thought, you know, it's a bit lower now, I'll be able to pitch up, but no. And that's just, I guess, my own fault for overestimating or underestimating the weather. Yeah, I think that's what it was. You know, I checked all the weather apps and whatnot, Met Office weather forecasts, and it seemed to get worse as the day went on. It was just wishful thinking that I could actually pitch up in that type of weather with that type of tent. Yeah, so anyways, I started off back down after I finished packing everything up. At this point, my legs were completely soaked, and because of that, it was seeping down into my boots. Even though my boots are waterproof, you know, when your pants get soaked, it just seeps down into it. So I was just getting wetter and wetter, and my legs started to cramp up a bit. And I think that's because of, again, how cold they were getting, because of how wet it was. You know, I had a couple of hours of daylight left at this point, so I just made a run for it. Made a decision just to get back to the car and get back home. Don't get me wrong, when I got a bit further down and the wind died off, you know, back when I was near the bottom of the hill, I did think about pitching up, but I just thought, you know, it's not worth it at this point. The rain still hadn't stopped.
It was just constant. I were in a foul mood. I were in a foul mood because obviously you pack out all your gear, you pack everything, you climb up this hill with all of it on your back and stuff like that. You know, my legs are cramping, my knees are hurting, whatnot. And I'm back off to the car. But yeah, sometimes it's not about your mood or whatever. You just need to bite the bullet and realise you've got to look after your own safety before anything else, especially when you're camping alone like I was planning to. There'll always be another day, there'll always be better weather, and come back and conquer it another time. Yeah, anyways, I got back to the car just before the sun will completely set. It was starting to get a bit dark. Straight away, you know, turned that heating on. My phone, I didn't want to get it out at this point because everything was just piss wet through, which is why I'm recording this later on. Yeah, I got changed out of all of my wet gear quickly. Had some apples and some little snacky bits that I brought with me. Got home, but yeah, we're home in one piece and we live to fight another day. If you've made it this far, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time, guys. Peace out.